The first physical marker of change was the position of his phone. In the early days, Kojo's phone was just another accessory, often carelessly tossed onto the kitchen counter or left charging on the bedside table, screen up. Sometimes when he was in the shower, I would pick it up to silence the persistent chime of group chats or client alerts. There was nothing to hide. Our communication was open, layered with playful banter, shared ambitions, and the mutual respect that was the foundation of our success. Now, Kojo's phone was a polished black tombstone. It was always face down on any surface. The mahogany desk, the marble island, the linen napkin beside his plate, and it was always on silent. I tried to ignore it. I told myself it was a professional necessity. His construction business was growing exponentially, dealing with major government contracts in Tema and increasingly volatile subcontractors. Loud, persistent calls could be disastrous, I rationalized. But the habit became a ritual, and rituals are impossible to overlook. If he received a message, and I only knew this by the small rhythmic vibrations that traveled across the wood, he would pause whatever he was doing, pick the phone up, walk quickly to the study or the balcony, and speak in a low, toneless murmur. Sometimes he'd even take it to the bathroom, the water running loudly to mask the conversation. It was the secrecy, not the sound, that burrowed into me. One Friday evening, after a particularly silent dinner where Kojo had spent 20 minutes responding to invisible calls with cryptic nods and whispered assurances, I decided to break the tension. "Kojo," I said, putting down my fork, the sound echoing in the too large dining room. "What is it? Are we being targeted by that rival firm again?" He jumped, startled, as if caught doing something illicit, though he was merely scrolling his Facebook feed. He placed the phone screen down instantly, his hand lingering over it protectively. "What rival firm, yeah? No, nothing like that." He gave me a strained, quick smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Just work, dear, endless work." "It's more than work," I pressed, keeping my voice soft, almost soothing. "You've been distant. You look tired, Kojo. What's bothering you? Tell me. We are partners, remember? Ebuswa first." He sighed, pushing his plate away. He ran a hand through his hair, the gesture conveying a weariness that felt genuine. "It's the environment, yeah, the government projects. You know how it is. Nothing moves straight. I'm having to deal with so many hidden contracts, so much corruption just to keep our payments flowing. It's draining." He leaned back, his eyes finally meeting mine, but they were shadowed. Then he used the word. "It's all Gbeshie," he muttered, dropping his voice to a conspiratorial level. "Pure Gbeshie is hovering over that Tema site. If even a whiff of it touches us, the whole operation, our reputation, our standing in the church, it all comes down. I have to manage it silently, yeah, and protecting us." The term Gbeshie was potent. It translated directly as shame or trouble, but in modern Ghanaian business slang, it implied scandal, deep corruption, or a looming disgrace that could destroy a reputation overnight. Kojo was painting himself as a martyr, the protector, silently fighting shadowy forces to maintain the gleaming facade of our success. And because I was so invested in that facade, because I too feared the judgment of the church and the extended family, I chose to believe him. He is not being distant, he is being heroic. He is not hiding something from me, he is hiding something for us. I got up, walked around the table, and placed my hand on his shoulder. "Okay, I understand," I said, rubbing his tense muscles. "Just tell me if you need me to handle anything from the marketing side to keep the heat off." "No," he said too quickly, his hand automatically moving to cover the phone again. "No, yeah, this is my burden. Let me carry it. You just keep doing what you do best. Keep the client happy." He pulled away, got up and went to the study. I heard the lock click, a new habit that chilled me more than the turned phone. I stood there in the silence, staring at the empty chair. I had given him a chance to be honest, and he had wrapped his dishonesty in the noble cloak of protection. But even as the logical part of my brain accepted the Gbeshie excuse, A cold, intuitive voice whispered, "The phone is always facing down because of who might call you, not who might see this screen." And that quiet, intuitive whisper was the first thread that began to pull apart the seamless kente of our life. It was a lie, a structural weakness, and I knew deep down the structure was about to fail.